What's up, YeshGamers? Robert the Bruce here. And there are a lot of videos out there talking about what new features are coming and what changes are planned after the beta, etc., etc. But I think a great conversation to have is for us to discuss the topic of who is Battlefield 5 for. What types of gamers will enjoy this game? Should you be planning to get it if you haven't already pre-ordered? I've talked to quite a few people about this, and there are plenty like myself who have pre-ordered and cannot wait for the launch, but I've also run into some players who are unsure if they would like it. Now, if you find yourself in this camp, well, you've come to the right place. First of all, we can't really discuss Battlefield 5 unless we briefly touch on Battlefield 1. BF1 was not enjoyed by a lot of people, let's be honest. Now, there were some that really liked it, and that's great, but like a lot of others, I found that it got boring quickly, and there just wasn't that special something that hooked me into playing it more. I got bored with the guns, I got bored with the vehicles, I got bored feeling like I was running too much, I just got bored. That's one of the first things I hear when I ask someone if they're getting BF5. They say, well, I was disappointed with BF1, so I don't know. And you know what? I think that's valid. Now, in my recent videos, I discussed in finer detail what I'm thinking Battlefield 1 did wrong, but also why I respected it. But you know, we're not here to discuss it or dive in that deep. I simply wanted to acknowledge that BF1 is one of the big reasons I've heard from people that they're being hesitant about pre-ordering BF5. So, let's move on from that and discuss the what. What kind of game is BF5 and who is going to really enjoy playing it? Well, if you've been around this channel for long, you've heard me say the ridiculously cheesy but still awesome tagline of YeshGaming. Strategy, teamwork, Yesh. Now, it sounds like something ridiculous that a human resources department at a big company would start as like their new initiative to improve attitudes of the board office workers, but I don't care. I like it, and I'm sticking with it. And you guessed it, BF5 is the perfect game for people that want to use teamwork and strategy. Think about it. You start with limited ammo, there's no automatic full health regeneration, in-game bonuses are handed out for squads and not just individuals. Capturing or defending an objective by yourself usually won't work, and the time to kill is pretty fast. This has teamwork written all over it, and I love it. With your support role, squad mate throwing you ammo, you can keep the bullets flying. Your medic squad mate gives you a health pack after a skirmish, or even revives you when things go south. Attacking that objective is very feasible when there's 4 of you moving in and coordinating an attack. Constant communication means you're well prepared when that enemy tank rolls by. Now, by default, Battlefield has been more focused on team play than a lot of other shooters, but BF5 specifically is taking it up a notch. Now, personally, when it comes to multiplayer gaming, this is what I'm looking for. There are awesome story-driven games out there that I love playing through, but when I'm firing up a game with buddies, I don't want us to just be all making random remarks in the chat while we're technically in the same lobby, but we're all doing our own thing and ignoring each other. That's Call of Duty. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, and lots of people enjoy it. I loved it for years, but I grew tired of that, and I wanted something more focused on team play. BF5's focus on that is exactly the kind of thing that I want, and that's what drew me to the Battlefield series in the first place years ago. So, does that mean if you don't have lots of gamer buddies that you play with, that BF5 has nothing to offer you? Well, I would say that BF5 can be a lot of fun for anybody, for several reasons. First of all, the graphics, class customization, battlefield destruction, etc., etc., they're all really cool, and you don't have to be playing with friends to enjoy those things. Secondly, it's not impossible to find a random squad that is working together. Now, there's plenty of terrible players out there, and you may have to jump in and out of squads on your team a few times, but they do exist, and honestly, sometimes it's a nice change-up. Working together towards a common objective with complete strangers, it's just cool, and when it happens, man, that is a lot of fun. And third, if you're interested in the game but you don't have a consistent crew that you play with, well, that's another reason that you've come to the right place. I founded YeshGaming on the principle that gaming was more fun with other people by your side working with you. As the community has grown, I've gotten to know tons of you all and played with some of you for years now. I don't know all the details yet, but with Sony's recent announcement that they're working towards opening up crossplay with other platforms, this is literally the best time ever to join the community. Now, whether or not BF5 specifically supports that, it doesn't matter. This is a great community to be a part of, and barriers between us all playing together are melting away. Now, the last thing I'll say is this. If you're looking for a game that lets you go 100% Rambo and rack up insane kills with all the focus being on how good you are and no regard for the team around you, BF5 may not be the game you're looking for. Most Battlefield games could still be enjoyed by these types of players, but BF5's heavy focus on team play is going to close that window some. I still think the game has a lot of potential for gamers playing alone, but you've got to take into account how team-focused the game's mechanics are if you're someone who doesn't really care to help or be helped by someone else. So the question of the day is this: are you more excited about the team aspect of BF5, or do you think it's a negative? Post it below and let's discuss. Now, if you totally hated this video and you're filled with burning rage, take out all that aggression and smack the dislike. But if you liked it, then of course liking the video is always appreciated. Now, you guys are the backbone of this community, and I can't wait for BF5 to drop. I've got loads more footage from the beta, so stay tuned to the channel while we wait for the official release. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the battlefield.